Welcome to Gentle Mindshift. Today, we shatter the famous illusion that your sudden silence will make them miss you crazily. Many people believe that cutting off all contact is the ultimate secret weapon to instantly reignite a broken or fading romance. Pop culture constantly feeds us this dramatic narrative, promising that absence will miraculously make their cold heart grow incredibly fond again. You sit there, staring at your phone, waiting for that desperate text, firmly believing your silence is driving them absolutely insane. However, psychological reality paints a vastly different and much harsher picture of what actually happens inside their mind during this disconnect. Instead of agonizing over your absence, their brain immediately begins processing the separation through highly complex and deeply ingrained defensive mechanisms. Let us explore the very first reaction they experience when you go completely silent. Surprisingly, it is not pain, but relief. Their nervous system, which was previously overwhelmed by relationship anxiety and emotional demands, suddenly experiences a massive wave of profound calm. The intense pressure to constantly respond, explain themselves, or manage your complex feelings has completely vanished from their daily waking life. They take a deep breath, feeling as though a heavy physical weight has finally been lifted off their tired, stressed shoulders. During these initial days, your silence actually validates their decision to leave, providing them with the exact peaceful space they craved. They wake up in the morning without the familiar dread of impending arguments, enjoying the quiet solitude of their own environment. This period of relief is biologically driven. Their cortisol levels drop significantly, allowing their body to recover from chronic emotional stress. You might imagine them crying in bed, but they are likely enjoying a quiet cup of coffee without any emotional turbulence. This initial phase of peaceful detachment can last for weeks, completely contradicting your hope that they are suffering in your absence. As time passes, your continued silence triggers their avoidant attachment mechanisms, leading to a psychological process known as emotional revisionism today. To protect themselves from any lingering guilt or pain, their brain actively begins to rewrite the history of your entire relationship. They subconsciously start downgrading the value of your connection, convincing themselves that the beautiful memories were actually just ordinary, mundane moments. The romantic vacations and deep late-night conversations are suddenly reframed in their mind as stressful events that they barely even enjoyed. This cognitive distortion is a powerful shield. By devaluing the past, they effectively eliminate any potential threat of future emotional vulnerability. They might even start focusing exclusively on your flaws, magnifying tiny annoyances into major character defects to justify the permanent breakup. Your silence does not make them remember your warmth. Instead, it gives their mind the perfect blank canvas to paint negativity. Emotional revisionism ensures that the version of you they remember is heavily distorted, making a future reconciliation seem incredibly unappealing now. This self-protective narrative becomes their new absolute truth, firmly locking away any genuine feelings of nostalgia or regret they might harbor. Now, let us discuss a fascinating psychological occurrence that often happens during this prolonged silence. The notorious Phantom X phenomenon materializes. Instead of missing you, they begin to obsessively idealize a completely different person from their distant past who feels safely unavailable. This Phantom X poses absolutely no real threat to their current independence, allowing them to safely indulge in romanticized, distant fantasies. They might scroll through old photos of this past lover, projecting all their unmet emotional needs onto a carefully curated memory. By focusing entirely on the Phantom X, they successfully divert their emotional energy away from processing the reality of losing you. It is a clever, subconscious trick. They get to experience the comforting feeling of love without facing any actual relational demands. You are hoping your absence makes their heart grow fonder. but their heart has temporarily relocated to a completely fictional past. The Phantom X serves as the ultimate emotional buffer, perfectly insulating them from the painful reality of your current silent treatment. This illusion safely occupies their mental space, leaving absolutely no room for them to genuinely miss your presence in their life. Meanwhile, to further avoid any creeping sense of emptiness, they quickly transform into absolute Olympic champions of distraction and extreme busyness. They suddenly volunteer for endless overtime at work, burying themselves in complex projects and spreadsheets to keep their conscious mind occupied. You will likely see them hitting the gym with unprecedented intensity, channeling all their suppressed emotional energy into heavy physical exertion. They might suddenly take up challenging new hobbies, like learning a difficult language or joining multiple chaotic social clubs every week. These relentless activities are not signs of personal growth. They are frantic coping mechanisms designed to outrun their own quiet thoughts. If they stop moving, the silence might force them to reflect. So they ensure their schedule is packed from dawn till dusk. Every single exhausting workout and late-night office session acts as a sturdy brick in the massive wall they build against you. They exhaust themselves physically and mentally every day, ensuring they immediately fall into a deep, dreamless sleep the moment they rest. Your silence is completely drowned out by the deafening noise of their newly manufactured, hyperactive lifestyle that leaves no empty moments. As weeks turn into months, their fragile ego begins to construct a highly defensive script to rationalize the ongoing heavy silence. They start telling themselves and their friends that your lack of communication proves you never genuinely cared about them at all. Alternatively, they might convince themselves that your silence is a cruel, manipulative game designed to intentionally punish and control their emotions. By framing you as the villain who uses silence as a weapon, they completely absolve themselves of any responsibility or guilt. This defensive script becomes their protective armor, making them feel righteous and entirely justified in their decision to walk away forever. They share this fabricated narrative with their inner circle, gathering sympathetic validation that further cements their negative perception of your character. What you intended as a powerful statement of absence has been successfully weaponized against you in the courtroom of their mind. The ego is a master storyteller, and in this specific tale, your silence makes you the antagonist they must bravely overcome. Eventually, the harsh reality sets in. The prolonged silence does not create a burning nostalgia. It creates a permanent, unbridgeable distance. The critical window of opportunity for any meaningful reconciliation slowly but surely closes tight as they adapt to their new routine. They successfully reorganize their entire life without you in it, filling the empty spaces with new friends, habits, and personal goals. Your past relationship is quietly filed away in their brain as a closed historical event, devoid of any intense emotional charge. The silence you hoped would be a magnetic pull has instead become the very foundation of their completely independent new reality. True connection requires vulnerability and communication, not manipulative games of absence designed to artificially manufacture a fleeting sense of desperate longing. Let go of the illusion that silence is magic. Healing comes from moving forward genuinely, not from waiting for their return. Thank you for watching Gentle Mind Shift. Remember to nurture your own peace, and we will see you in the next video.